So we're hosting a food drive in the office next Tuesday, 8:30 a.m., 4 o'clock p.m., business hours. Bring your canned foods, bring your non-perishable foods. We're going to be donating those to the Houston Food Bank, and we're going to have some refreshments here. We'll all be here. Stop by, grab a cup of coffee or whatever you like. We'll have it. Look forward to talking with you and benefiting Houston as we all continue to try and recover. This week we had an article go out, or a video on Tuesday, on the power of compound interest. I thought it was very good, as we've talked about that a lot here in the office during account reviews and financial planning meetings, you name it. Take a look at that if you didn't get a chance. I think it does a better job than I could possibly in explaining it. This upcoming week we've got a series that we're calling Steps to Emergency Financial Preparedness. As we all, or I know my family, we had to evacuate quickly from our home during Harvey, and so it got us thinking, what can we do to help make that simpler? So we're going to issue this series. It's 5 steps to emergency financial preparedness. We're going to do it over, of course, Facebook. We'll also probably summarize that in an email later on in the week. We had some good meetings this week. We're onboarding some new clients, which is always an exciting thing for us. We love when we get your referrals, and certainly our goal is to help people as much as possible. So when we get new folks to help, it's a very exciting thing for everybody here in the office, so thank you. We did have I had a difficult conversation with a longtime client earlier this week whose health has taken a turn for the worse. And it might turn out okay, in all likelihood it won't. And we were talking about legacy and what he's leaving behind. And if he's always wanted to leave lots of money behind. And that may or may not be the case now as he goes through this treatment. And that's in jeopardy, leaving the money behind. And he's very upset about it, he's concerned. And we talked through that a little bit, and you know, one thing he is leaving behind for sure is he's leaving behind 2 very good sons that have been successful, that have great families, that have great children, so he's got great grandchildren. They all support each other. They're a very tight family. And in my mind, when you think of legacy, you can't buy that. You know, his investment through his life into his family has been extraordinary, and it shows. And that, to me, money is important, but it's so refreshing to see that ultimately is his legacy. And I was having a conversation with his son. We often work with the whole family. His son later on, yesterday, and it was a similar conversation, and we talked about Dad and how, you know, this is going to be difficult financially and all this stuff. And his son was very clear, I never planned to get Dad's money. I don't want Dad's money. What we've received from him throughout his life, the guidance, the discipline, the leadership, the example of how to be successful, how to raise a family, goes far beyond the money. And so it was an exceptional conversation, and a reminder for me in my own family with my own kids that it isn't necessarily about the money. It's about all the little things. I hope you all have a great week. Look forward to seeing you next week.